Hello.
Hello.
How's everybody?
Hello.
Hello, Michelle. Good to see you.
Hello.
Yay, yay. And there's Elaine up in Canada, and my friend Kathy, who's just down the road from me in Versailles, Kentucky. Hi, hon.
Hi.
Gwen Loisel. You're new. Hi, Karen.
Hi there. How are you?
Good, good. Remind us where you're from.
Arizona.
Say that again.
Arizona.
Arizona. That's right. That's right. Okay, so the other MJ wants in. Should we let her in? I think so. And there's Josie. Josie Sharp is here. Hi, Josie. And there's MJ. It feels like it's been, I don't know, just months since we got together last. I don't know. Maybe it's just there's been so much going on, but geez, water. It's a whole new season, is what it is. You know, I'm looking out at my crabapple tree out there. It's bloomed out, and it's. I think the last time we talked, there was snow, 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 and now it's spring in Kentucky, which is the most beautiful place to have spring. What's the weather like in you guys' neighborhoods?
90 degrees today. And sunny.
Elaine and I are like, yeah, right.
How about you Canadians?
It's probably about 9 here. The sun's out.
Okay, okay, that's Celsius though, right?
Yeah, so 9:18, about 48.
And
We
okay.
just hit 20.
Oh,
Did
God.
you?
It's like we've skipped a month and we're into the May weather.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. Literally, we were shoveling snow, and the next week we had 70-degree weather, and then all of this has just gone nuts. You just walk, and the scent, the aroma of the crabapple trees, and it's just fun. So I'm really lucky to live here.
Nothing's in bloom yet, but
Okay.
well, crocuses.
Yeah. My rhubarb is up like this much.
What do you do with that rhubarb?
I just planted roses.
Oh,
Sorry, what was that, Karen?
I just planted roses.
Oh, wow.
It's 90 degrees here and it gets down to 56.
sweater weather. People are coming in fast and furiously. There's Pam. Hi, Pam. Good
Hi,
to
how you
see you,
doing?
lady. Good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Pretty chain quilt behind you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
That's pretty. I have to take a look at it a little closer. One second.
Okay.
Oh,
It's Harmony. Harmony by Gudrun from GE Designs, Gudrun Erla.
very cool.
Very neat.
Very nice. And then there's Marilyn Rose. Hey, girl.
Hi,
Good to see you.
in my messy sewing room.
Okay, prove it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I don't know. I pinned something else. I don't know why did I pin something and it came up a dark. Oh, did we lose Marilyn?
No, there's two Marilyns. There's Marilyn Rose and Marilyn right now on.
I can't read things on my phone.
Okay. I get it. I get it. Good to see you. Good to see you. And there's Joanne Reiser. Hi there.
Hello.
Good to see you. And MJ, the other MJ. We can see you from the nose up, sweetheart.
Well, I'm in a hotel room, so I have not got this quite down.
You can do whatever you want. You're lovely either way. So
That
it's
better?
all good.
That
Now we can
better?
see your
Right
beautiful
now we
breath.
have your boob.
I got my boobs? All right.
Your boobs.
Hey,
All right, no, now we
hey,
see you.
someone can see my boobs. All right.
Now we have your gorgeous face.
No,
There
we
you go.
went, it's 78 degrees here, sunny with an ocean breeze.
Where are you?
We are in Pawleys Island, South Carolina.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, we just came. My husband's got to have surgery next week, so we decided we'd just take off for a couple of days and come down by the beach and veg out.
Wonderful. Good for
Yeah, I
you.
found
Best
some
wishes
really
on the
cool fabric.
surgery.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Best wishes for the
Yeah,
surgery
it's
to
his
go
risk.
well.
He's had, it's kind of whatever you want to call it. He's a golfer and this is his third wrist surgery and I think his golf's probably over, but we're not gonna talk about that.
No.
Nope, nope. But I
Okay.
found some really cool fabric. um, At a little quilt shop here. It's a batik metallic silver.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a little quilt shop here I go to once or twice a year when we come down this way. And I cannot wait to get back home and incorporate it into something. I should have brought it up. It's in the car. I didn't bring the package up out of the car to the hotel room. But
So-
it is really a cool piece of fabric.
Never mind. You're in Texas, right?
MJ, no, I'm in North Carolina.
That's right. Okay, sorry, North Carolina. Okay, so you had to drive downwards, down south. Okay,
We drove, it's only about 2 hours,
nice.
2.5 hours from where we live.
You know,
So no big deal.
very fun. Hi, Ashley.
Hi,
How are you, dear?
I'm great. How are you guys?
What are you working on?
Oh, I'm really only crochet when it's a llama sweater still. It's for my mom. I've been working on it for like a year because I'm really a sewer and you can't take your sewing machine everywhere. So I try to have something to take with me, which takes forever to get done. So
I love it. I love it.
today she'll have a llama sweater.
Hey, that's great. That is great. How's Isla?
She's good. They're still at daycare. This is it's only 4 our time, so I do have to bow out early today because Curtis is on call, so
All right.
I gotta go pick him up.
There you go. Well, it's good to have you here. And Lori Stoner. Hello, Lori.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm good. Thank you. Carol Hatcher.
Working on my birthstones.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yay.
good,
Oh,
good.
go on.
Awesome. Which birthstone are you working on? It looked like a September.
Sapphire, yeah.
Okay. There you go. Name that birthstone. Name that facet, right? I can name that birthstone in 2 facets.
Well, I had to start doing this because I had to steal some of the colors to do my March Tiny Treasure.
Good.
So I've got that cut out now, but I didn't sew it yet.
Excellent. Good, good. Well, Carol, you've been posting some cool stuff on Facebook. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm a drama queen person too. So yeah, double dipper. So that's been fun.
Awesome. Great. That's great. Joan. Hi, Joan. Good to see you. All right. Have I not said hi to? Oh,
I'm muted. Right, hi.
Where's Rich tonight?
Doing dishes.
Oh,
We just finished dinner.
that's what my husband's doing too. So yeah, I cook, he cleans. It's a sweet, sweet arrangement.
That's almost the way it is in our house too. He cooks somewhat, but we have a deal. Whoever cooks, the other one cleans up.
Yes.
Oh, we have a deal in my house. When my husband's home, he cooks and he cleans. I don't have to do anything.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice, nice. But he's on the road a lot, so I bet he gets a lot of cafe food and all that. So when he comes home, he likes to cook, right?
Yeah.
That's good for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Well, I'm lucky to have a guy who we had salmon and I had some Dijon mustard, big difference. Dijon mustard and some butter and some panko breadcrumbs, dill and garlic salt, and then put it on top of the salmon and cooked it real fast, and then peas and carrots. He thought he was just special. He's like, this is so good. I love that. After 28, almost 30 years, he's like, honey, this is really good. So I appreciate that. Of course, I joke. I say he's the kind of guy who'd be like, honey, this is the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich you've ever made. So we both.
I'm cooking salmon right now for when we're done.
Nice. Awesome. Hey, Catherine, we have a new
Hi
person
there.
here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Remind us where you're from, Catherine.
I am in Monterey area, California.
Oh,
That's right. That's right. And I'm That's right. No, and I'm teaching at Asilomar in April.
Next
I saw that.
year, I know, I
Right.
know.
In your backyard, right?
Julia Graves was, she's one of your apprentices, for a better lack of words. And she was a resident, artisan resident last year, and she's teaching there too next year. She's teaching, I think she's teaching the Ursula Kern method.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with that, so I'll have to talk with her about that. She's teaching the same session I am, session 5, the 5th week.
Oh,
So it'll
oh,
be fun for us to
wonderful.
be able to catch up.
Yes, yeah, she's a delightful lady. I took a class with her last year on Zoom. So, mhm.
And she's she's one of the GEM affiliates, one of the original ones, and
Mhm.
she was so instrumental in helping us really kind of craft it and just help us learn how to teach the birthstones because she's an excellent teacher. And then when I was doing my Elizabeth and my Catherine patterns, she would look at my patterns for me. She'd be like, "Yeah, I'll do that for you."
Oh,
So I mean, she's got an eagle eye and is quite direct with her feedback, and I love that. It's
yes, that's
really
what you need. When
Yeah.
you ask somebody to help you with the patterns, you need somebody that is willing to share.
Yeah, and down to the tiny details. So anyway, yeah,
Yes.
good. I can't wait to hope to meet you in person next April.
Because I live here, we are usually invited for the for any of the night sessions, and we take advantage of it. We go to all the open houses, we go to the night sessions. So yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Josie, I don't think I said hi to you directly. I think you were maybe been off camera. You doing well?
Yes, I was just coming in the door. So I thought, at least I'll, click on that Zoom link and take my jacket off.
And see who shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michelle was one of the first people I said hello to. So I just want to say again, circling back to say hi to lovely Michelle. So great.
So it's around 56 degrees here and damp, and tomorrow's going to be a better day though.
Good.
I have not seen my sewing room for about 10 days, so I'm having withdrawal right now.
Okay. All right.
But,
Well-
I'll get back to it probably in the next 2 days.
Good. Good. We're going to hold you to that.
I'm going to hold myself to it.
No. Christy, are you in that room yet? I have my accountability partner is on the line here, and she's helped keep me moving forward. It's been, I think I told you, it's been over a year since I made my last art quilt. And so I've been working on the Victoria Transvaal, and I needed to get her onto freezer paper. So, and at the end of this, if we have time, if a little time left over, I'll show you the little video I did. But so I'll start off show and tell. So let's do show and tell. Let's do show and tell. So this is the Victoria. I think I showed this to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Okay.
the wall, on the wall behind you.
Yeah. Let's see if I can pin it. This is. Okay. So yeah. This is going to be like an abstract of the Victoria Transvaal. Kind of more of a deep into her, so that's exciting. And then I was working on the Diamonds and Drama Queens. This is the first square of Diamonds and Drama Queens. So it's Evelyn's Envy, about Evelyn Walsh McLean, the McLean Diamond. So that's what I was working on this week. What are you guys working on? Who wants to go first?
I have to take a call.
I can go.
Okay, Michelle, and then we'll do Josie, okay?
Okay.
Great. I'm going to spotlight for you.
Let's see if we can get this. Can
Pull
you
back
see it?
just a little bit. Pull back just a little bit and up a little bit. Oh my gosh. Well done.
Wow.
I love the quilting.
Yes.
Tell us
Thank you.
How did you do that? What did you use for a guide?
I have a fancy sewing machine.
Oh,
That's what I was gonna say. Is that one row of stitching or did you go around? Is it zigzagged or how did you get thickness to that line?
I have I put a backing on it, a quilt backing.
But there seems to be some width to the stitching. No?
Is that enough? Put it into an embroidery situation?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That is beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Fun. I have never seen a gem that has been let me take her off with the round circles like that. I love it. I love it, and it just makes you realize that you can quilt these any way you want, and you'll still see the glow of the quilt through.
Yeah.
Thank you. Where did you get your fabrics?
At Joanne Fabrics.
Okay, perfect. And you went for it with a sapphire. Very cool. Nice. Love it. Thanks for starting us out.
Okay, thank you.
Josie, you want to go?
Yes, I'm behind.
There's no
but
behind.
I, of course, did the January block, but last month when we met, I still didn't have the February block done. So it is done.
Oh,
beautiful.
Oh, very nice.
Well done. Very nice.
Thank you. I'm hoping to show you 2 next month. That's my goal. I found that I loved the last step, putting the puzzle together and then unveiling it. I'm not so crazy about the steps prior to that. So it's, I put up with them, but you know what? It's great that that last step is the one I look forward to the most.
Yes.
So it keeps me focused.
So let me just clarify. The last step you're referring to is when you have all of your fabric facets cut out. You've got them ironed, and then you're laying them out in your piece plan. Is that what you mean? Or is it the sewing of them together that you like?
Just putting the puzzle together and then sewing them together.
Yeah.
And I don't unveil until it's totally finished.
Yeah,
Oh.
So
me too.
and I get excited when I'm getting to the end.
Yeah, that the reveal is what I call
I know.
it.
See, I am so glad that you we found the magic sauce or something that, you know, the key that we were like, yep, I got this. That's good. I was so happy when you're like, hey, this is good. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Who's next?
I have one.
Gwen.
I'm not sure I'm liking the colors yet.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Tell us what your concerns are about the colors. Tell us more about your concerns on the colors.
I tried doing a mix of like the blues, pink, burgundies, and thought I'm not sure if I like the combo, but I'm going to try a couple more blocks and see what it turns out like.
Comment?
Nice.
Are you open to feedback on it?
Definitely.
Okay. Because again, that's always I should probably always ask if people want to have feedback on their blog, because they're all spectacular. Sometimes the feedback is good. So anybody have feedback for Gwen?
I love it.
Hold it up
Hold
again.
it up.
Hold it up again.
Actually, let me put something behind it. I think there's lighting coming through it.
What makes it glow? I like that.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think probably with that darkest color background, it would look phenomenal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That would make it pop a lot.
I think it looks opal like. Was it Joan
Yeah.
that made an opal with like that dyed fabric in January? I really like how the color combos look kind of opal or mystic topaz-ish. I like
I
it.
want to go back and make the January, February in the same colors and see what it goes from there.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm doing all mine in the diamond colors. I'm doing a color one, and then I'm doing all of them in the diamond colors.
I think the diamond, the other class that started in April, I'm going to do all in diamonds.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing them all in the diamond colors and putting them all together. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I think. But the other thing I've been doing, which is totally not.
I'm going to add one more bit of feedback, Gwen. I will second what I think Ashley said. It looked like an opal. When you first held it up, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like an opal, a faceted opal.
Right.
So that's my feedback for you. It's gorgeous.
So, the other thing I've been doing is making these carryalls.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, let me pin. I'm going to pin you again. I had taken you off pin. I'm going to spotlight. Okay, there you go.
So we're making these carry-all bags.
Mm.
Very
Lovely.
nice.
My daughter in Houston has joined a knitting group and they found this pattern online and they've been wanting this thing made. My daughter says, my mom can make those, not a problem.
Of course.
So I bought the pattern. I liked it, but didn't like it. It was very squatty, not really wide. It was very short. So I tweaked it. So I made it my own. And one of the ladies in the group says, I want one that has knitting in it. And she's a real big chief. It's a sport team. I don't know if it's the Indian Chiefs or whatever, but they're red and yellow colors.
Mhm.
So I found chickens that are knitting that are red and yellow.
Chickens that are knitting.
Great.
Oh,
Very cool, very
So
cool.
that's what I've been doing. So that's it.
Isn't that cork material on the front, on the outside?
No, it's almost like a tweed, but not quite.
Okay.
Yeah. But the handles on it.
What's the stiffening material that you use first?
It's a Hellon. There's two different ones in it. Yeah,
Okay.
like the first one I made was very soft, so I changed and upped the.
Yeah, there's heavy
stiffener in it.
Pellon, and there's all different weights of Pellon, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look at specifically what they are, but yeah. So that's what I've been busy doing too.
they're
And my
beautiful.
laser machine showed up yesterday.
What? Say that
My
again.
laser machine came yesterday.
Oh,
So when we're done tonight, I'm going to cut.
Excellent, excellent. Gwen is providing a laser cut birthstone kit, or no, birthstones or
And both, yeah.
Elizabeth or Catherine. I'm
Catherine
sorry.
and then-
So
Yeah, they'll
much going on.
be done eventually.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we'll welcome the new baby. You'll have to give us a tour and show us what she looks like. Who's next?
I can go.
Okay. All right, Carol.
Okay. Well, and I have come up with a philosophy. My tiny treasures, I'm starting to think I'm going to just take whatever project quilt I'm working on and try and make it out of those. So that's going to be my tiny treasures, and my drama queens are going to be more, well, tone on tone stuff. So this is the first one. I made I don't even remember, what did I make? A quilt out of this. So that's what I did with
Yes.
this one.
Love that. I love
And
it.
Oh, yeah.
so it's, it's got, and I'm the one who doesn't use the solids. So, and then my drama queen one, I did this one.
Wow.
Oh,
I like that.
I love the gold.
mhm.
Yeah, so I did that. And then the other thing I was working on was I'm making these as Christmas gifts for people. This is a tabletop thing.
Oh, cool.
It's, yeah, there.
Oh,
So
It's got wine glasses on it. Hey.
yeah, so
wine
my
glasses.
next, I might use this kind of fabric for my next tiny treasure.
Okay.
So I can use all the different colors, and maybe I'll have a little bit of wine glasses in them. So that's what I've been doing.
Cool. Those fabrics and the wine glasses have they have kind of a flow. You know, they've got a gradation within those wine glasses, so that will make really cool.
Yeah.
fabrics.
Yeah, that was I mean, I chose all the fabrics based on the wine glass colors.
Yeah.
And so if I
Cool.
can get a little bit of the wine glasses in there, that might be enough to
mhm.
pull the others together.
Nice.
So
Mhm.
that's the
Lovely.
plan. And then I'm going to put them all together in something, and that'll be my collage of the year's worth of projects.
I love it. Your treasure chest.
So
Treasure chest. I like that.
yeah.
Okay. Who's it? Joanne and then Joan. How about I'll go Joanne and Joan. All right.
Okay. Well, I think I posted these.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow,
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
So they kind of came out minty.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
So batiks, Joanne? They look like batiks.
I have a little bit of everything because I do have some solids, but a lot of batik work. Yep, that's me.
Yeah,
I like that mixture of the solids and
yeah.
the batiks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm doing both the 9 and the 12.
Wow. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's why I do 2 every month.
I love that. And it does look very minty. I just love that, very spring-like. So, can I ask you what is your thought behind doing both the 9 and the 12?
Because I'm going to use it all in making
Oh, good. Okay.
a project.
Now, you
Yeah.
have that picture in the
Oh,
background.
I guess this is 6 and 9.
Right.
The drama queens are, what is it?
9, 12, and 18.
9, 12, and 18. Yeah. I'm doing the 12 of the drama queens.
Perfect.
But I don't have one to show you, but I've been obsessed with making the drama queen diamonds.
The little on point.
Yes.
You show us some.
I'm sorry?
You want to show us some?
Oh, okay, if we're mixing classes.
Sure, why not?
A lot of us are in both.
Yeah.
A gem is a gem.
True.
I just have to find out where I put them.
Well, in the meantime, MJ. you
Okay, in the
mentioned-
meantime.
In the meantime, that picture in the background with the I think is the one that she made at a event or something.
Yeah, that
and-
was treasure hunting.
Okay, and MJ, you're going to tell us, I think,
I'll
how
close them
she
when
made
I'm
that
done.
so it was flat and hung on the wall so nicely.
Yes. I have that. After show and tell, I have a little presentation on how to do a gallery facing. So it's a little PowerPoint that I did for my GEM affiliates for a webinar, and so I'm happy to share that with you tonight.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So I found my diamonds.
Oh, good.
Here is the first one.
Very cute.
And these are all the fabrics that are in my piece behind me from treasure hunting.
Nice.
These are some of those fabrics.
Go.
Oh, lovely.
Strawberry shortcake.
I love it.
And then I use the same fabrics from the March.
Oh,
I use
wow.
them
Oh,
in here.
Nice.
They're gorgeous.
Just fun.
And
Well, darn, that's where I should have started. It doesn't have very many pieces.
oh, and here's the next one I'm going to do
Oh, wow.
because I want the purples, reds and purples. So
Yeah.
here's the fabric I've pulled and I've cut so I have to do Evelyn, that's all cut, and another one of these.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. You're having fun. Oh, we get to enjoy it. So if anybody-
But I'm upset. I'm swamped with Zoom meetings between this one, the other class, and I have elected to take a 12-week. That's 12 weeks in a row, not for the year.
Wow.
Long arm class. It's Heirloom Quilt Academy. So that's why I am like obsessed with, which pile of stuff am I looking at? Because I have 3 different charts going and I have Zoom meetings all over the place. But I'm keeping it straight. And a little adult beverage never hurt.
Perfect. Well, you're having fun. I can tell you're having fun. So if anybody wants those patterns, I did the little on point pattern as a freebie. And if you go to my website, mjkinman.com, and then click on shop, and you go in there, it's free, but you can get it through my shop. You can download it all, and it's a downloadable PDF. So you can buy, the C&T freezer paper. It's enough to print out on a 8.5 by 11 piece of freezer paper. Either you can cut it from a box of Reynolds, freezer paper. Some people are not having such great luck with that, and when they get their C&T pre-cut sheets, they're having much better luck, and that's what I use. So anyway, that's where you can find the little Evelyn's. I'm sorry, on point.
On point.
Yeah, she's a little dancer. She's just on point. Look at this. On point like this. I got my surgery scheduled. I'm going to have surgery on the 23rd, so I'm pretty excited about that. Finally, I'll be able to move my hands. So anyway, okay.
A carpal tunnel or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I just want to comment. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And Jay, your shirt looks like a gem.
It looks like it's like
What you're
camouflage.
wearing tonight, your shirt.
Diamonds.
Yes, beautiful.
You know, they kind of remind me of pollinatal kaleidoscopes.
Yes,
That's why I bought it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. All right, who's next? Yes. Joan, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You have to remind me. Keep me on tap.
So I've been learning a lot from all of you. I had a couple of year hiatus of my quilting, so I feel like I'm catching up. So this is what I did for last time.
Oh,
Tiny Treasures.
nice.
The
Nice.
blue. And what I did was use the Acorn Precision piecing, and I finally figured out what the seaming part was. I was expecting it to be glued down, but it's not. It just stiffens it, and it made all the difference. I want to go back and do my other ones this way because it looks so different.
Wonderful. And
So-
and what Joan is, I think, referring to is the Acorn Precision Piecing Easy Press Fabric Solution. They have a glue, and then they also have a fabric solution. The glue is what you can put your pieces together, hit it with a hot iron, and then sew without pins. But what Joan is referring to is you can actually get a little pen and put that solution in the little pen, and it has like a little tip that you prime the tip, and then just tap that, and like boom, it's just soft. I mean,
Well, then
sharp,
you
crisp.
iron that. You iron that too and dry it. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, so I will continue using that, but I'd like to show you something else because I really am experimenting. So I had done the Tanzanite that you gave me 2 years ago,
Yes.
Jay, and I didn't know how to quilt it. And I did the matchstick.
I love it.
Beautiful.
First time ever I've done the matchstick. So
Fabulous. How do you like it?
I love it. I like it.
Are you doing that on a home machine? A
Yeah.
regular?
Yeah, I don't have a fancy machine. I have a very basic machine.
That's
all you
all.
need.
But I looked at, I did it with different colors of threads. I picked up the different threads from the colors and then I did this one
Oh,
the
Darn it.
Oh, nice.
for the January. You can't see the quilting, but I did free motion quilting. I'm not doing your leaf.
Right.
I mean it's not the leaf, it's the
little flame thing or
flame.
Mhm.
Because I haven't been free motion quilting for a long time, so I'm just kind of getting back into the groove. But what I'm wondering about is what to do with the background. Because I did the different colors threads in here,
Uh-huh.
so that I didn't lose the colors of this. And that worked really well. And I did go online and look up how to do the gallery because
Good.
I wanted to do this in a gallery. But
Good.
I don't know what to do on the background. So I'm open to ideas.
Suggestions, folks. Give Joan some suggestions.
Joan,
Yeah.
you're probably going to use black thread for the background, similar to what you did in the stone.
Right.
Then you can do anything you want, whatever you're comfortable with. You have a good shot at practicing things too, because it is going to sink into the background. So it's good time to practice, and you won't notice any of your
mistakes.
Well, your less than perfect,
or less than perfect. Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Shapes or anything like that. But it's a good opportunity for you to work on it.
Okay.
But any of MJ's wild motion, free motion, or any other stitch that you have done in the past, it'll work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or you could just echo the jewel.
I was thinking that.
Echo
Just
the
follow.
jewel, you mean with
Follow the curve over and over again and
I
make
see.
it a wave.
Yeah, like a wave, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Where do you see all of MJ's quilting ideas?
In her book.
Her book.
I only saw one of them. I didn't read the whole book. But I only saw one pattern, and it was that a flame?
That was the flame. You gotta, it's at the end.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Okay.
loaned the book out because I just love. I'm just so thrilled with this whole thing. One of my friends made the gems that she showed on the sample, and then joined the diamonds and drama.
Wonderful, Lori. That's cool. So, Joan, it's hard to see because it's black thread on black.
You have to go unpin me so I can see you bigger.
Sorry. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Another idea for the corners would be just a raise coming out from the jewel.
Raise. Yeah, like I was thinking of that too. Yeah, right.
Okay, and that's what I was going to suggest you do. I don't know if you can see this, but that's kind of like it. It's just squiggles that kind of go boom, and go back in and out and in and out and in and out and in.
Wow.
So
Does it show it on the reverse?
Okay.
Turn
Yeah,
your,
show it on the other side. Does it show up better on the other side?
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
It's just little squiggles, and you move across the way. So
Okay.
spotlight. There we go.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm excited for you, Joan. Your garnet, she glows. Nice colors. Yeah. Did you use the pack or did you find your own colors?
No, I used your pack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those Paintbrush Studio fabrics are really nice. Okay, who's next? Anybody else want to go next? Elaine, we don't see you, but are you there?
I just had to, I'm running out of power. I've got it plugged in and it's not charging.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Do you have anything to show us?
I have been overcommitted to a couple of block of the months. And they keep, and then I signed up for a couple of classes thinking I'd be bored. And they've sort of taken over for this month.
Okay, good.
I've managed to cut out 2 facets of the Lisa, ready to start sewing them together, but that's as far as I've gotten.
Okay, all right. I hope you're having fun though. You've got lots to keep your
Oh, today everything's been going wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh
sorry.
well, that's life, right? It's just a couple of blocks. Well, one quilt top I thought was I took out to get ready for the long armor and realized I made a bit of a mess of it. So I'm going to have to figure out how to fix it.
Okay. Okay. Well, sometimes the best thing is a good night's sleep and then hit it again tomorrow.
Or I may put it aside. It's a very big quilt. So I may put it aside for until we're out of lockdown. We're in lockdown for another 28 days.
No. Where are you?
Ontario.
Oh, okay.
And I may wait till I can take it when I go to a retreat or something and have a big place to lay it out and fix it.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay.
And go on with another project, like Tiny Treasures.
Yep.
Well, so we have a couple of people who have joined us since. First of all, let me just say, Marilyn, do you have anything to show us? And Marilyn, you're on mute.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay.
I can't see you, but I can hear you. Okay.
Yay! Oh, there she is.
Marilyn, we can either hear you or we can see you, but not both. Sorry. Huh?
oh,
All right. I'm sorry, girl. Tell you what, let's go to a couple new people and then Marilyn will come back to you. I do want to just make sure that we have a few minutes to do that tutorial. So we will chat with a few more people and then I'll dive into that. So Miss Tice, hello.
Yes, I noticed I'm Jim tonight.
You are Jim, and remind us of your first name. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's Marilee.
Marilee, that's right. That's
Yes.
Not Jim.
Not Jim. But often he's Zooming, and so we often get each other's logins and things. So
Perfect. Good. What have you been up to?
well, amongst all the things I've done, like too many blocks of the month, I mean, how do you turn them down?
Hear you.
Instead of trying to go backwards and catch up, I decided I would just go with what was for this month.
Sure.
And since that's my first one, didn't quite get finished.
Okay.
But I decided to use pattern a fabric because I can't live without it. I can't.
I love that.
I can't. It's too good. So I used the colorway with the deep reds and deep pinks.
Ruby?
Yes, I think so. It's up on my board and I can't see it. And I had a little bit of metallic.
Oh.
So let's see. There's a little cape in there, and there's some. You know, so it's not really revealed yet, but I kind of like it.
I love it.
Beautiful.
It's gonna be so rich.
It's that cape that's the cabbage rose or whatever, and it's that deep red, and so, and then of course sometimes the sparkle is more obvious.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it on Facebook.
I'm close.
Okay.
I'm close.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Well, there is a person here, and the screen name is BOOMPA, Boompa.
Okay, and I don't know where that name came from on there.
Introduce
This is my
yourself.
first time on. I have had so much trouble. I'm not real computer savvy.
Well, we
and
love it. We love it.
I'm really Jean Mancini, and I won the prize from last month, and I love it. It didn't get here until earlier this week because we are in Florida at the moment, and our permanent address is in Michigan, so it had to be forwarded down here. So it took a while to get here.
Okay.
And I've been pretty busy, and I got my vaccine this week, so I haven't gotten a chance to do anything with it.
Good. Well, it's been busy for all of us that way. So no, I'm so glad you're on, Jean. So are you still in Florida?
Yes, we are. We'll be here till the end of the month, and then we'll be back in Michigan.
Where in Michigan?
Up near Gaylord and Grayling.
Which
is about 60 miles south of the Mackinac Bridge.
Got it.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, wonderful.
I've done the first 2 months, and I've been using the I don't know if you can see this. I've been doing the little ones.
Oh wow.
And I'm using the leftover material I had from I did the ruby gemstone one.
Oh,
I got the second one. I've got the third one cut out, but I haven't had a chance to sew it yet.
Okay.
But I'm enjoying it. Everybody I know thinks I'm nuts for doing something this tiny, but
you enjoy working small?
Pardon?
You enjoy working small?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Are they the 6-inch ones? Or what size are they?
It's the what is it, 6 inches, the small one.
You did the 6-inch. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it looked bigger. Wow.
Me too. I thought it was bigger when on the screen.
Nice.
Oh no, it's the 6-inch one.
Okay.
Amazing job.
Wow.
Well, it's nice to have you joining us, and glad you got the loot, and your work is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Work is beautiful. Well, Julie Burkhart Haight, she is the woman, the jeweler, who she's actually joined our group. I don't think she's on tonight, but you know what she's going to be doing with the patterns? She's making jewelry out of them.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. So she's going to try to do her micro and her miniature or her micro pendants, which are the little glass, and that she's going to make jewelry out of them. And I'm like, sold.
Wow. The beaded one, is it the beaded?
Uh, beaded. Repeat that again? I'm not sure I understood.
Sort of beaded, like a pennant somebody did.
Yes, yes. In fact, I should have mine on right now. I should have mine on. Here, hang on. I'll be right back.
So Gwen,
Yeah.
I got your information last time and now I can't find where I put it. Can you give it to us again now that you have your laser machine?
Sure, I'll put it in the chat.
Great, thanks. And
Or
this
put it
time,
on the Facebook because the chat
Oh,
goes
okay.
away. Put it on
I'll
Facebook.
put it on the Facebook. I'll put my Instagram and my email address.
okay,
Okay.
on the Facebook, what? MJ's Facebook? Which Facebook?
On our
The
tiny
Tiny
treasures.
Treasures. I'll
Okay.
do that right now.
Good, good, good. Okay. So here's an example of what Julie does. Isn't that fun?
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
what is her concept of making the gemstones as these jewelry things?
If you, I don't want to give away her secret because she actually talks about that on the video that we made together. I did a chat with her, and she talks all about why she did it. She fell in love with the G's Bend quilts, and so these wonderful organic shapes, and see how wonky that is, and it's just lovely glass
I
bead.
saw that, but you said she's going to make our gemstones like that, and I'm trying to think, how is she going to do that?
Yep, she's
It's-
just
and
gonna
I
lay
watched the
glass.
video.
She's gonna yeah, and there's a little bit about it in the video too, about her process and things like that. So
Oh, wow.
I'm excited to see what she's gonna do. So
Oh, that'll be cool.
yeah. Okay, should we dive into gallery facing?
Can I have my turn?
Yes, Marilyn. Yes, yes.
I got it figured out.
Take that turn. There you go.
Okay, won't take but just a second.
You got it.
I'm not doing gemstones yet. I wasn't doing them this month, but I did get into miniatures seriously because I'm insane. And this is a miniature stack and whack.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
That's a one block wonder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a one block wonder.
Okay.
And the little sides for the triangles are 1 inch.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
And
God.
I only used half the fabric, so I took the other half and made stack and wax squares.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness.
that's squares. That's fabulous, Marilyn.
Are you at home or at an asylum?
My friends ask me that frequently. But that's what I've been playing with. And this was on my UFO list, my inevitable UFO list. So that's what I've been working on.
Marilyn,
Wow.
that's really pretty. You know, I would love to invite you to put that up on our Facebook page too, so we can get a little closer look at it. If you have pictures that you can put up on Facebook.
Oh, I can do that.
It's not a gem, but it's you're a gem. So and those look
Oh,
like
you're so
a gem. So we can do that. Let's do it. Thank you, Marilyn. I'm glad we got that worked out. Perfect.
Okay.
Good to see you, Marilyn.
Good to see you too.
I introduce myself a little bit.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm going to hit stop share, and I'm going to gallery. And who is that asked this?
Karen Powell.
Karen Powell. I would love for you to do that. Yes, welcome. Hang on. I'm going to replace spotlight. There we go. Hello from Arizona.
Yes, yes. I've only done one thing, and that was quite a while ago. I fell in love with your gems, and I bought one, and I made it for my grandson because he loves emeralds, and emerald is his birthstone. I'm not sure he appreciated it as much as I did, but I bought your book about 5 days ago, or got it, and I have literally fallen in love. I am amazed at what you guys are doing. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I've spent the last 2 days going over everything. I think I know all of you because I've watched the videos of all the past meetings. I hope I can keep up with you. I'm not going to be able to go back and start from the beginning because I'm late, but I'll start. I'll get going. And I'm thrilled to see that you're using batiks and other things it's such an art. You guys are doing such beautiful stuff. It's just, I'm excited.
That just thrills my heart. I am so glad that you're excited about this because I love everything about doing these gemstones, Karen. And it's and when other people get excited about it too, it's like, yes, I love it. So so welcome to your tribe.
Thank you.
This is your group, your community.
I'll see you all online and on Zoom and everything.
And the other thing too is don't feel any pressure to get even anything done. I know you're probably internally pressured, but this isn't a, there's no going to be a course or a quiz at the end, or there's no grade, or there's anything. It's just us coming together, finding our group, our tribe, basically, and saying, and sharing things all about gems and joy. So I'm glad you've got both going on. That's cool. That's cool.
This is really a great group. Your idea was fabulous. This is a great way to do it. And since we've all been huddling for a long time,
yeah,
my state is open. I'm out, but I've had my shots for quite some time. So
good. Okay. Yep. Has everybody at least had one shot? Okay, good. Me too.
Two.
Yay. Yay.
Two.
Okay. Two.
In Canada, we're even starting to get them.
Good.
Yay!
Good.
I got my first today.
Good.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
I qualified over the 50 and over.
Yep.
They are
Perfect.
They're opening Washington to everyone next week. And I just don't know how they're going to handle it. But I'm like, Curtis, you get your name on a list right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I work in the hospital, so I was vaccinated in December, but I'm like, I'm tired of being here. You get your name on a list right now.
Well, they learned their lesson in Alberta when they opened it up first for the over 75s. They just let it happen and everything crashed. And then they got smart that they did, if you were born in this year and then this year and then this year, they slowly went down because the system just couldn't handle everybody calling.
Yeah, my best friend is in BC and she said the same thing happened there. So
crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, things I'm so pleased that it that in the States anyway, it's going well, and we're getting people. I think 25% of all the adults in the United States have been vaccinated, which is truly remarkable. So sometimes you just got to know how to govern. So get things done. Get things done. Okay, let's talk about finish your quilt with a gallery facing. I love doing this. I learned how to do this a couple of years ago because I love traditional quilts, and I love the traditional bindings. I like the hand stitching a part of it because it's very nice. However, I wanted to have just another visual clue for people that this was a piece of art. This was going to be hanging on the wall. So for me to get that through people's heads is that this is art, not necessarily a bed quilt, which I love bed quilts and traditional quilts, but this gallery facing helps me do that. I am going to do this. Why don't we put our stuff on? Here's a thought. Why don't you guys go on mute? And if you have a question, just dive in. Just unmute yourself and dive in and ask the question. But if you can put yourself on mute, that'd be great. Okay, so this is the presentation that I showed to my GEM affiliates a couple of years ago. 2 years ago now. Wow. Okay. So hold on. Let me see if I can put everybody on mute. One second, hold please. Well, I have forgotten how to put everybody on mute, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay, one more time, if we can put ourselves on mute, you guys, that'd be great. Hang on, and I'm going to go to gallery view and see if we can't do that. Perfect.
You should be able to do it under participants and then mute all.
Thank you. Thank you. I was looking under the mute button, but it's participants and mute all. Thank you. It was a brain freeze. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is a mini quilt that I did a long time ago as an experiment for folks. I was doing part of my treasure hunting lunch and learn. I look at little gemstones and then we dive into the interior of them. That's what Joanne did with me and Gwen as well. And other people perhaps, sorry, again, brain freeze, where we dive in, and that's what I'm teaching at Asilomar next March. But I love this little part of this gem. I dove into it, flipped it, rotated it 90 degrees, and then made this little quilt for it. So I needed to put a facing on that. So what you want to do is trim the raw edges to the desired finished side. So basically just get all of your layers together and then just trim up those edges. Then cut 4 2-inch strips, the length of the sides, plus 4 inches. Now these 4 inches will give you an overhang of 2 inches on either side of the quilt edge. Okay, so again, you're going to cut those 4 strips that are 2 inches wide, and it's going to be the length of the sides, add 4 inches to that. Then what you'll want to do, this is the sort of that meditative stuff. You put your books on tape or your show on and you just go forth and start ironing. You're going to turn up and iron a long edge of each quilt by 1/4 inch. So basically you're going to take that long edge of the strip, you're going to turn up one side of it, one edge, 1/4 inch. So you're creating a little hem, basically. What you'll do then is lay the unfolded edge of the strip along the front edge of your quilt. So you can see I have my quilt laying face up, and then I have the unfolded edge of the strip that's laying next to the top edge of the front edge of the quilt. So you can see that little hem that I did, that little turn up right here, that is hanging free. That's what's hanging free from the quilt. So what you'll do then is mark each end of the strip in 2 places. The first one, this one right here, is at the edge of your quilt, right? You can see it lines up with the edge of your quilt. And the next one is 1/4 inch in from the edge. So you've got a little 1/4 inch gap here. Pin the strip to the quilt, placing a pin in the mark that's 1/4 inch inside the edge of the quilt. So basically that's your start and stop point. So you're going to pin this together. You're going to put one pin in that 1/4 inch measurement at either end. Again, that's your stop and start mark. And then stitch the strip to the quilt, starting and ending at the 1/4 inch mark. All right. Pull back the end of the strip you just sewed to your quilt so that it gets it out of the way of the second strip you're about to sew. So I basically just kind of pull everything back, and because you stopped 1/4 inch from the edge, you'll have a little bit of runway there. I like to put a little back stitch in just so it doesn't pull away from that piece. So then sew a strip to that adjacent side, starting and stopping 1/4 inch from the edges, just like you did the first one. And the strips should meet up at the edges right here, but not overlap. So we see we've got this strip, we've got this strip, and they meet here 1/4 inch in and 1/4 inch in, and they should not overlap. So what I do then is some people say, okay, do the 45-degree angle, that just makes my head hurt. Take your ruler and with your marker and blah, blah, blah. I always am trying to find that angle, and it takes me way longer than this technique. So what I end up doing is just fold each strip over itself to create that 45-degree angle to the corner point. So here's the very corner point of my quilt, right? That's the long edge. There's another edge. I'm going to pull that back and I'm going to crease it. I'm going to finger press it to crease it. And that's going to serve as the guide over which you'll pin and sew to get your mitered corner. All right, I'm going to stop here. Any questions so far, you guys? No? All right, we're good. So then what you'll do is you are going to bring the 2 folded edges of the quilt together. So those creased folds line up. So I had pulled this side back and creased it from the edge to the point to make that 45-degree angle. Now I'm going to pull that edge up, pull the quilt away from it, and line up that crease on either side and pinning it. So this crease line, you guys, that's going to be my stitch line. Okay. If you want to mark it with a, an invisible marker, or, an erasable marker, or a fadeaway marker, you can. But for me, it's just good enough to have that crease line in there. All right. So pin along those crease lines, and then sew from the folded edge of the strip to the corner. So here here's the folded edge. This is the crease right here. I've got those pins there. I'm starting at that folded edge, right? There's that little hem, and I'm going along the crease line to to where they meet up. Those two little strips meet up. Now, you're going to want to turn back the quilt edges away from the stitch line. Do you see how I've kind of curved that back a little bit? Because if you're like me, you're likely to grab the edge of it on the back side like I did. Love my ripper. So I had actually kind of caught some of the seam in this sew line. So I had to rip it out, and basically that's when you try stitching from the other direction. But you have to, for me, sewing those at those edges of the miter corners are the most frustrating part of this, because it's hard, a little hard to get those miters flat. You've got all of those layers of fabric at that corner built up, and so sometimes your foot of your machine will just kind of have a hard time getting over that, and it moves and shifts. What I have to do is just remind myself to get my shoulders out of my ears, just breathe, and just go one stitch at a time, slow my roll, and get that seam done. So I then remove the bulky fabric in the corner by clipping 3 places. I clip off these little dog ears. I cut the corner sandwich, the corner of the quilt sandwich, and then I cut these little edges of the quilt that taper down to the corner. So basically, you're trying to remove all that bulk from the inside of the seam, because eventually you're going to flip that around, and you don't want all that fabric bunched up in the corners there. So what you'll do then is turn the quilt to the front. This is the front of the quilt. I've got my miter sandwich here. I've trimmed it all up. Then you're going to iron the facing strip away from the quilt top. And please don't think I iron on my this is demo only. I don't iron on my rotary cutting board. But for demo purposes only, do you see how I'm going to pull that facing away from the top? You won't be able to iron all the way to the corner because of this little envelope that is formed by the mitered edge. So then here's a little tip. On the front side of the quilt, with the facing pressed away from the quilt top, so again, this is the front of the quilt, I have pressed that facing away from the quilt top, place a line of stitching just a needle's width or so in the facing strip. This is a little tailor's trick to help you turn the facing. So you're just doing a little stitch all the way down here on the facing side of the seam, not on the quilt top side, but on the facing side of the seam. Okay, then you'll turn the facing to the back of the quilt. Gently just kind of roll that over there and gently push the corner to a point. And turn the quilt to the back and work the facing to the back with just a smidge, that's a term of art, of the quilt top showing at the edges. So you can see I turn it so just a little bit of that front of the quilt is showing on the back, and that's to ensure that my facing doesn't show on the front. Pin the edges in place. Here's a peek at what it's going to look like from the front, and then I just hand stitch the folded edge of the facing to the quilt, and that's how you do a gallery facing. There you go. All right, now y'all can unmute. I think I gave you permission to do that. So
when you started with the sandwich, you didn't start with just a top. You started with the top with a batting and a backing. Was there a binding on it, or do you leave the binding off? So
well, you're doing this in place of the binding.
in place of the
This is-
binding.
This is the alternative to the binding. So the binding on traditional quilts, okay, I have a binding on this quilt right here that you can actually, see a little bit. It's black on black, but you can see the binding on the front of the quilt. With my art quilts and the ones that go into the museums and the galleries and the shows, I do the gallery facing so that there is no observable binding on the front. It's all turned to the back. So it's just it's the top, the batting, and the backing, and then your strips. Those strips, that's the gallery facing, but it's kind of like, call it an invisible binding, call it the reverse binding.
Okay, and what are those strips made out of? Where are they? Is it just any fabric, or is it a particular thing? It is. Okay.
Yeah, cotton fabric. If you have a black around the edges of your quilt, it could be a black fabric, so it kind of blends really, really nicely. I can tell you that quilt that was it's the quilt on the front of the book. It's the quilt that actually was the title page of this little presentation. I'll never do this again. I backed it with a rusty orange velvet, a velvet, because I wanted it to hang flat. I didn't want it to do this. And I decided that again, because I wanted to do a gallery facing. Do you know how hard it is to do tons of, I got lots of seams on the front, you got your batting, and you got velvet on the back, and you're trying to turn gallery facing. I ended up having to do a top stitch all around that quilt to make it lie flat so it didn't like bump up. And it's a heavy quilt. I'm telling you what, when I take it to trunk shows in person, people are like, oh, I don't want to carry this.
Which batting? What stiffness of batting do you use?
The thinnest.
Thinnest, okay.
Yeah, the thinnest. I do a cotton poly, warm and white. I'm experimenting with wool, but I haven't found a wool that I like. Does anybody deal with like a real thin wool? The thing with wool is that it doesn't hold creases like cotton batting does and poly batting. And because I do roll my quilts when I travel, but sometimes you have to fold them. And when you go to trunk shows and you see people who do trunk shows all the time in person, and they open up these beautiful quilts and there's seams, there's crease lines in them. That's the function of the batting not being wool, because wool doesn't hold those creases like that.
Have you tried using?
I took a class from Cindy Needham, and she's the one who does the gorgeous
linens.
Linens. Thank you very much. Nice. And she taught us how you pull the wool apart. Wool separates very, very easy. And also, if you end up with a hole, wool is very, very forgiving to just slap a piece of wool in the hole itself. Wow. So contact Cindy Needham. She is fabulous with her machine, and she's the wool lady. I mean, she really taught me a lot about wool.
Thank you so much, Karen. Awesome.
I keep hearing a lot of people are quilting with cotton with wool on top, the two bats.
Yeah, use the 80-20 and then a wool on top, especially if you want it to pop in places, the wool helps that, but it might help with the folding.
See, and I don't want that. I want mine to be very thin. So I just want really thin.
Have you done Thermore? Have you used Thermore yet?
Say that again?
Thermore?
Thermolam I've used.
I use it because I made a few, now I haven't unfolded them yet, but I made a few tablecloths, so I wanted it very thin.
Okay. All right. Can you put that in the chat and spell that? Because I'm not sure I'm hearing you quite right. So that would be great.
Oh, like I can spell.
We can be all pathetic here.
So, MJ, what you just showed us for gallery facing is also in your book.
Yes.
Right? It's pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I went online and checked out gallery facing other ways because I was just curious, and I did find another way to do it without the mitered quarters.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Have you tried that?
I have. There's one where you can make little pockets, and that really helps with and the nice thing about that is you can use those little pockets, those little triangular pockets on the corners as rod holders, which is pretty cool.
Right, yeah.
So there's tons of ways to do it. This is the way I learned how to do it. So
Yeah, the one that I saw that looked the easiest was just different size strips anyway. So I thought
okay.
without
What
any
about a-
blended corners.
What about a sleeve?
I put my sleeve on
Okay,
top of my gallery facing.
Right.
Okay.
And how do you label it?
How do I label it?
Yes.
I actually put a piece of fabric through my inkjet printer, and I usually iron it to freezer paper, and it goes through, and that's how I put my labels on. Also, I actually do put the word top. I write the word top with an arrow on the back of the quilt, because if you go to shows and things like that, people will need to know what is top and what is bottom. I also put a sleeve on both sides of the top and the bottom of my quilts, and I put a piece of wood when they're in shows and that kind of thing, or on exhibit, so that they stay flat. They don't do this whole thing. That's why I did the velvet, because I was trying to experiment different ways to keep it flat rather than doing this. Some people love that flow because it's real fabric, and it's just that organic fabric feel. That's not important to me. What is important to me, my quilts lay flat. So I do a top and a bottom rod sleeve.
MJ, I just wanted to point out for some of the gals that have not done this before, the quick tutorial there doesn't necessarily say it in that short video that it is already quilted.
Yes.
You talked about 3 layers, but I wanted to make sure they understood that it's already quilted. You are finishing this up. You're not binding it and then still have something to do. That, it's quilted already, and now you're finishing everything.
Exactly. Good point. Okay.
Is that PowerPoint? Could you put that on our Tiny Treasures site for us to be able to look at again?
Yes.
Or
Thank
buy
you.
the book. Love the book.
That too.
You go, Joan.
See if you'd like you to buy the book. I'm happy to put the PowerPoint up. So
Thank you.
I think I'm going to have to try it a couple of times. Just to see, then I'll have questions probably,
Yeah.
having tried it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to finish them.
Lori, thank you for holding up the thermo lamp. I got that.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can. Perfect. Thank you.
And it's a new material, 100% resin treated white polyester fiber.
Interesting. Okay.
Very thin.
Excellent. Well, if there's nothing else, do you guys want to see what I did this morning?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to show it to you real quick. All right, let's do a little share screen. First of all, let me bring it up. Go to YouTube. This is out on YouTube. I put it up there today.
MJ, do you always match your
outfit
gym with your clothing?
No.
Is that a requirement?
Yes, it is. You must. All of you who are not fading into your quilts, epic fail, guys. That's funny.
We missed the memo on that one.
Oops.
Bless your hearts. Oh God, that's so funny. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna cue it up. All right, hold on. There we go. And now I'm gonna come back to Zoom. No thanks. Okay, now I think I can do this. All right, here we go. Share sound, optimize. Okay, and I did this today at the for my friend Joanne, who is my accountability partner. Thank you, dear friend. Because again, I need to get onto my quilt, my art quilt. So again, this is what I did today.
Awesome.
Good job.
Wow.
So how did you know where to draw all those lines?
Well, I need to explain that.
So let's talk about
hold
the
on.
old versus new way to launch
Sorry.
your online.
Please stop, everybody. Goodness. All right, let's just get rid of that. I always forget to go and just stop them. Okay, I had a paper copy underneath that had all of this, it all charted out. I'm doing this in a backwards way, and I'll tell you why. I had done about a year ago a full Victoria Transvaal of the whole pear shape. She's a big, giant, beautiful cognac shaped, cognac colored pear shaped gemstone that lives in the Smithsonian. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to do all of her, right? So from the point down to the bottom of the pear shape. And then I realized, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to do something more abstract. And so what I ended up doing, I had the freezer paper cut up, or the freezer paper all done, and actually had copies of it made. And so I ended up cutting out a portion of that freezer paper, right? And I took that then to a reprographics and had them blow it up another 150%. So I have regular paper with all the coating on it, but no freezer paper that matches it. So, because it's all now, it really was backwards. So I had it on the regular paper on, I just put the freezer paper up on top of it, and I could see through it. And you can if you look closely, but I was tracing the lines. So that's not normally how I do it, but this is how I thought, hey, I could do a time lapse that would be fun, because I really want to start blogging with this and do a weekly blog and update. One, to let people know what I'm doing. One, to keep me committed and accountable, and three, to just stay in touch with people about this project. So that's what I was doing. But I tell you what, there's nothing more satisfying than getting up in front of that big piece of paper and then just taking your ruler and just connecting those lines and just everything coming together like that. It's just so much fun.
How long?
And you did it so quickly.
Yeah, how long did it take you in real time?
It took me an hour and a half.
That's all.
Yeah, and it's not done. It's not done. I just couldn't. My hands hurt, so I had to stop. So I have a lot of lines to put in there yet, and I have to code everything with the color code and the unique identifier and the hash marks. So I'll do some more videos about that.
Will this be a pattern for sale after you get done?
No, because this will be part of my art quilts and for the Smithsonian, and the big ones like this I don't make patterns out of. This is different. This is Elizabeth. I made her specifically for a pattern, but I don't sell her as like an art quilt. But you can use it as art. Obviously, that's what I want to do, something that was in between.
Right. So those burgundy ones, the brandy?
The bourbon. The bourbon diamond.
Bourbon.
Yeah, those are my art quilts. Those are one of a kind. You don't make patterns out of it because people. I want to sell them. I sell them for a lot of money. You want to list copies out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
But guys,
this is the value.
Yes,
If you
yes.
sell them, right?
I am
You
going to
make
do.
a pattern, we will buy.
Well, I am going to do next year a series. Once the art quilts are done, I'm going to do a series of blocks that are inspired by the Hope Diamond, the Transvaal. So they'll be similar, and I haven't quite figured that all out yet. But that's going to be, I think, another book, and I think the Diamonds and Drama Queens are going to be another book as well. So you guys are all helping me with my next project. So my next project.
That was wonderful. I can't get over your motorcycle skills.
That wasn't me. I just found that online. But yeah, that's I my goodness. So good. So again, the people are talking about Diamonds and Drama Queens. This is another thing that we're doing, and it's one of my passions is to read about and about people who are part of the gemstones histories, and I'm a history geek. I just got you guys a whole bunch of books. One called Empty Mansions from about Evelyn Walsh McLean, one about the Astors, one about the Vanderbilts, and somebody else, and I've forgotten which one, but I've got all of them, and I'm having such a fun time reading. So those then become little lectures or little lessons and things like that. So that's going to be a new trunk show, I think, down the road. So anyway, yeah, you guys are getting the sneak peek of all this good stuff. So you guys, I know as we've run way late, but it's been fun today chatting with you and spending time with you.
I have one last question, and that is because I'm new and I don't understand. Is there an April pattern?
Yes, there is an April pattern that comes out next week.
Okay, just wanted to know what the rules were.
That's right. So
a week to take a breath.
Exactly. Just got to keep all these straight. Yeah. So April. So I released the Tiny Treasure patterns mid month, and then we have a mid-month meetup, right? And it's the Diamonds and Drama Queens that go over the first of the month. But yeah, so you're right on time. We got another pattern coming out next week.
Well, I have a lot of reading and still some more stuff to do on it. And I want to try a couple of the ones to see that
And if you have any questions, call me or put it on Facebook, and we'll all help you out.
Everybody will be able to help me without any problem. So.
All right, good. All right, you guys. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Next weekend. You guys are the best. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.